I want you to walk into your kitchen right now and open the cupboard where you keep your cooking supplies. Reach in and pull out that clear plastic bottle of yellow cooking oil. Maybe the label says, vegetable oil. Maybe it says, corn oil, canola oil, or soybean oil. It probably has a picture of a healthy heart on the front, or a sunburst, or fresh vegetables. You bought it because you were told for the last 40 or 50 years that this was the responsible choice. You were told that butter was dangerous, that lard would clog your arteries, and that these golden, liquid oils were the key to heart health. You use it to fry your eggs, you use it in your salad dressings, and it is in almost every single processed food you have in your pantry. You have been following the rules. You have been trying to be healthy. But I need you to ask yourself a very serious question. If we have all been following these rules for decades, replacing traditional fats with these heart-healthy vegetable oils, why are we in so much pain? Why do millions of Americans over the age of 60 wake up every morning with stiff knees, aching hips, and swollen fingers? Why is arthritis effectively an epidemic? What if I told you that the very oil you are pouring into your frying pan is not a health food, but a liquid inflammatory agent? What if I told you that this healthy oil is slowly rusting your joints from the inside out, triggering the exact chemical pathways that cause pain and swelling? Today, we are going to dismantle one of the biggest nutritional myths of the last century. We are going to talk about the hidden danger of omega-6 fatty acids found in industrial seed oils. We are going to look at the chemistry of inflammation, how your body turns what you eat into pain signals. We are going to explain why the low-fat movement of the 1980s might be the reason your knees hurt today. And most importantly, I am going to give you the permission you have been waiting for, the permission to bring the butter back, the permission to use olive oil liberally, and the roadmap to purging these toxic industrial lubricants from your kitchen to reclaim your mobility. By the end of this video, you will understand that the best thing you can do for your joints is to stop eating the oil that was originally designed to lubricate machinery, not human beings. To understand why your joints are screaming, we first have to understand the concept of inflammation. We often think of inflammation as a bad thing, but it is actually a necessary survival mechanism. If you cut your finger, it turns red, hot, and swollen. That is acute inflammation. It is your immune system rushing to the scene to kill bacteria and repair the tissue. Once the job is done, the inflammation subsides, and the finger heals. This is the fire engine putting out the fire. But there is another kind of inflammation. Chronic, low-grade, systemic inflammation. Imagine a fire that never goes out. It just smolders in the walls of your house, slowly weakening the structure, charring the wood, and ruining the foundation. This is what happens in osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. Your body is constantly attacking its own tissues, wearing down the cartilage, and swelling the joint lining. The question is, who is lighting the match? What is keeping this fire burning? The fuel for this fire comes directly from your diet. Specifically, it comes from the balance of fats you consume. Your body uses the fats you eat to build the cell membranes of every single cell in your body, including the cells in your joints. There are two main players here, omega-6 fatty acids and omega-3 fatty acids. Think of them as a seesaw. Omega-6 fatty acids are pro-inflammatory. When your body processes them, it turns them into chemicals called prostaglandins, which scream pain, swelling, redness, to your immune system. You need a tiny bit of this to heal wounds. Omega-3 fatty acids are anti-inflammatory. They turn into chemicals that say, calm down, heal, cool off. In a natural, ancestral human diet, the diet of your great-grandparents, the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 was roughly 1:1. It was a balanced seesaw. But in the modern American diet, specifically for those of us who grew up in the era of processed foods, that ratio is now terrifying. It is estimated to be 20:1. For every 1 molecule of calm down, you are eating 20 molecules of pain. Your body is drowning in inflammation fuel. And the primary source of this massive overdose of omega-6 is that yellow bottle of vegetable oil in your pantry. Let's look at the culprits. Soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, cottonseed oil. These are known as industrial seed oils. We call them vegetable oils, but that is a marketing term. You cannot squeeze a soybean like an olive or a coconut and get oil. To get oil out of a corn kernel or a soybean, you have to subject it to an intense industrial chemical process. The process is horrifying if you actually look at it. First, the seeds are heated to extremely high temperatures, which oxidizes the oil, meaning it goes rancid before it is even bottled. Then, they use a petroleum-based solvent, usually hexane, which is similar to gasoline, to chemically extract the oil. Then, because the resulting sludge smells terrible and looks gray, they bleach it and deodorize it with more chemicals to make it look like that clean, golden liquid you see in the store. This is not food. This is an industrial product. It was originally created to make soap and lubricate machines. It was only introduced into the human food supply in the early 1900s, and our consumption of it skyrocketed in the 1970s and 80s when animal fats were demonized. Why does this matter for your knees? Because soybean oil and corn oil are almost entirely composed of linoleic acid, which is the primary omega-6 fat. When you cook with this oil, or when you eat salad dressing made with it, or mayonnaise, or potato chips fried in it, you are flooding your system with the precursor to pain. You are essentially pouring gasoline on the smoldering fire in your joints. You are building your cell walls out of unstable, inflammatory bricks. Furthermore, these oils are highly unstable. This brings us to the chemistry of oxidation. We hear about antioxidants all the time, but we rarely talk about what we are fighting. Oxidation is rusting. It is damage. Saturated fats, like butter, lard, coconut oil, are stable. Their molecular structure is solid. They can handle heat. You can leave butter on the counter and it doesn't immediately turn into poison. Monounsaturated fats, like olive oil, are relatively stable. But polyunsaturated fats, these seed oils, are fragile. They have multiple chemical bonds that are easily broken by heat and light. When you take a fragile soybean oil and heat it up in a frying pan to cook your dinner, those bonds shatter. The oil oxidizes instantly. It turns into compounds called aldehydes and lipid peroxides. These are toxins. They are free radicals. When you eat them, they travel through your body and attack your cells. They damage the DNA. They damage the mitochondria, the energy plants of your cells. And they attack the collagen in your cartilage. Cartilage is the cushion in your knee. It is the white, slick substance that allows your bones to glide over each other. When oxidative stress attacks cartilage, it becomes brittle. It wears down. It cracks. This is the mechanism of osteoarthritis. We used to think arthritis was just wear and tear, like a tire wearing down on a car. But new research shows it is a metabolic disease. It is caused by the chemical environment inside the joint. If that environment is full of oxidized, rancid byproducts from seed oils, the cartilage doesn't stand a chance. It degrades faster than your body can repair it. Now, I know what you are thinking. But my doctor told me to avoid saturated fat to save my heart. This is the dogma we have lived with for 40 years. We were told that butter and animal fats clog arteries, so we switched to margarine, which is just solidified vegetable oil, and liquid vegetable oils. But let's look at the timeline. Since we made that switch in the 1970s, have heart disease rates plummeted? No. Have obesity rates gone down? No. Have rates of chronic pain and autoimmune diseases gone down? Absolutely not. They have skyrocketed. We traded a stable, natural fat, butter, for an unstable, inflammatory, industrial fat, vegetable oil, and our health has suffered for it. The inflammation that destroys your joints is the same inflammation that irritates the lining of your blood vessels. The enemy is not the cholesterol in the butter, the enemy is the inflammation that makes the cholesterol stick. By reducing the seed oils, you are actually protecting your heart and your joints simultaneously. So, where are these oils hiding? It is easy to throw away the bottle in your cupboard. That is step 1. But step 2 is harder. You have to become a detective. You have to read labels. These oils are the filler of the food world because they are incredibly cheap. Look at your salad dressing. Even the fancy ones. Flip the bottle over. The first ingredient is almost always soybean oil or canola oil. You are pouring inflammation over your healthy lettuce. Look at your mayonnaise. It is 100% soybean oil emulsion. Look at your bread. Look at your crackers. Look at the roasted nuts you buy. They are rarely roasted in nothing, they are roasted in cottonseed or sunflower oil. Look at the marinated meats in the butcher case. Look at the plant-based butters and spreads. And the biggest offender of all, restaurants. This is the hard truth about dining out. Restaurants operate on thin margins. Olive oil is expensive. Butter is expensive. Soybean oil is dirt cheap. Almost every restaurant, from fast food to fine dining, cooks your food in soybean or canola oil. That grilled chicken. Brushed with oil. Those sautéed vegetables. Swimming in it. The fries? Obviously. This is why you often feel bloated, stiff, and foggy the morning after a restaurant meal. It is an omega-6 hangover. You have ingested a massive dose of inflammatory chemicals. So, what is the solution? Is the solution to eat dry, tasteless food? Absolutely not. Fat is flavor. Fat is satiety. Fat is necessary for your brain and your hormones. We want you to eat fat. We just want you to eat the right fat. We want to return to the fats that humans evolved eating. Let's meet the heroes of the kitchen. Hero number 1, extra virgin olive oil. This is the gold standard. It is not just a fat, it is a medicine. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fat, oleic acid, which is stable and heart-healthy. But the magic lies in the polyphenol. These are the plant compounds that give olive oil its peppery taste. There is a specific compound in olive oil called oleocanthal. Scientists have discovered that oleocanthal works on the exact same pain pathways as ibuprofen. It acts like a natural NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. It inhibits the COX enzymes that cause inflammation. Studies have shown that people who consume a Mediterranean diet rich in olive oil have significantly lower rates of rheumatoid arthritis and better joint mobility. You should be pouring this on everything. Use it for salad dressing. Pour it over your steamed vegetables. You can even cook with it at low to medium heat. The myth that you can't cook with olive oil is largely exaggerated. As long as you aren't deep frying at high temps, it is safe and stable. Hero number 2, avocado oil. If you need to cook at high heat, like searing a steak or stir-frying, avocado oil is your friend. It has a very high smoke point, meaning it doesn't burn or oxidize easily. It has a neutral flavor, unlike olive oil, so it doesn't change the taste of your food. It is chemically very similar to olive oil, mostly monounsaturated fat. It is fantastic for roasting vegetables. Just make sure you are buying 100% avocado oil, not a blend. Hero number 3, coconut oil. Coconut oil fell out of favor because it is saturated fat. But the saturated fat in coconut oil, MCTs, is burned for energy, not stored as fat. It is incredibly stable. It doesn't go rancid. It is antimicrobial. It is great for baking or for cooking things where you want a little hint of sweetness. Hero number 4, butter and ghee. Yes, butter. Real, grass-fed butter. Grass-fed is important because cows that eat grass produce milk that has a better omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. Butter contains butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that heals the gut lining and lowers inflammation. If you are sensitive to lactose, use ghee, clarified butter. Ghee has all the milk solids removed. It is pure butterfat. It tastes like concentrated butter toffee. It has a high smoke point. It is what our ancestors used for thousands of years. Cooking your eggs in butter is one of the healthiest things you can do for your morning routine. Hero number 5, tallow and lard. I know, this sounds medieval. But beef tallow, rendered beef fat, and lard, rendered pork fat, are experiencing a renaissance for a reason. They are the fats we were biologically designed to eat. They are chemically stable. They do not oxidize. They are rich in vitamins A, D, and K2, which are essential for bone density. If you roast potatoes in beef tallow, they are crispy, delicious, and they don't leave you with aching joints the next day. You can buy these now in jars at high-end grocery stores or online. Now, let's talk about the transition. How do you detox your life from seed oils? It takes time. Your body stores omega-6 in your fat tissue. It takes about 2 years to fully replace the fat in your cells with healthy fats. But you will feel the difference in inflammation much sooner, often within weeks. Step 1, the pantry purge. This weekend, go through your kitchen. If a bottle says corn, soy, canola, vegetable, safflower, or sunflower, throw it out. Do not feel guilty about the money. It is poison. Replace it with a bottle of good extra virgin olive oil, a jar of coconut oil, and a block of Kerrygold or other grass-fed butter. Step 2, the dressing swap. Stop buying bottled salad dressing. It is the easiest thing in the world to make. 3 parts olive oil, 1 part vinegar, balsamic, apple cider, red wine, salt, pepper, and maybe some garlic or mustard. Shake it up in a jar. It tastes 1,000 times better than the chemical sludge in the bottle, and it is actively fighting your pain with every bite. Step 3, the mayo fix. If you love mayonnaise, look for brands made with 100% avocado oil. Brands like Primal Kitchen or Chosen Foods have pioneered this. They cost a little more, but you use less, and you aren't eating soybean oil. Or, give up mayo and use mashed avocado or pesto on your sandwiches. Step 4, dining out strategy. When you go to a restaurant, you have to be brave. Ask the server, what kind of oil do you cook with? They will likely say a vegetable blend. Ask if they can cook your fish or steak in butter instead. Most kitchens have butter. Ask for your vegetables steamed with butter on the side, rather than sautéed in oil. Ask for olive oil and vinegar for your salad instead of the house dressing. It seems fussy, but your knees will thank you the next morning when you can walk down the stairs without wincing. I want to address a specific concern, but isn't canola oil heart healthy? This is a triumph of marketing over science. Canola oil comes from the rapeseed plant. Rapeseed oil is naturally toxic to humans because of erucic acid. To make it safe, they genetically modify the plant and process the oil heavily. While it is lower in saturated fat, it is highly processed and prone to oxidation. It creates inflammation. Do not believe the "heart healthy" sticker on the industrial bottle. True heart health comes from low inflammation, not just low cholesterol. Olive oil is the true heart champion. Let's look at the connection to weight. Inflammation causes weight gain. When your body is inflamed, your cells become resistant to insulin. You store fat more easily, especially around the belly. Seed oils are linked to metabolic dysfunction. By switching to butter and olive oil, many seniors find that they naturally lose weight, even though they are eating more fat. This is because their hormones are finally working correctly. Satiety signals return. You feel full. You stop snacking on processed carbs. Weight loss takes pressure off the knees, which further reduces pain. It is a virtuous cycle. There is also a brain connection. Your brain is 60% fat. The myelin sheath that insulates your nerves is made of fat. If you build your brain out of rancid, oxidized vegetable oils, you are setting the stage for cognitive decline. Omega-3s, from fish and grass-fed meat, and stable fats protect the brain. Omega-6s inflame it. Brain fog, memory loss, and depression are all linked to neuroinflammation. Fixing your oil intake is one of the most powerful things you can do for your mind as you age. Let's imagine your next grocery trip. You walk past the aisle with the giant jugs of yellow oil. You don't even look at them. You go to the dairy section and buy the good butter. You go to the aisle with the dark glass bottles of olive oil. You check the harvest date to make sure it's fresh. You feel empowered. You are no longer a victim of cheap industrial food. You are a curator of your own biology. When you go home and cook, the smell is different. Butter smells rich and sweet. Olive oil smells grassy and fresh. Heated vegetable oil smells like chemicals. We've just become nose-blind to it. Once you switch, you will notice that bad smell everywhere in fast food restaurants. Your body will reject it. You might be thinking, this sounds expensive. And yes, olive oil costs more than soybean oil. But think about the dosage. You don't need to drown your food. High-quality fat is satisfying. You use less. And again, we go back to the cost of disease. The copay on one prescription for arthritis pain, or one injection for your knee, is more than the price difference between butter and margarine for a year. Investing in your oil is investing in your structural integrity. I want to leave you with a visual. Imagine your joints, your knees, your hips, your knuckles. Imagine them as precision gears in a fine Swiss watch. Would you lubricate that watch with cheap, dirty, sludge-like oil? No. You would use the finest, cleanest oil available. Your joints are infinitely more valuable than a watch. They are the hinges of your life. They allow you to walk, to hug, to garden, to dance. Treat them with respect. Stop lubricating yourself with industrial waste. Stop eating the product that was designed for machines. Go back to the fats of the earth. Go back to the olive, the avocado, the coconut, and the cow. It will take a few weeks to adjust your palate. You might miss the hyperpalatable taste of processed foods for a moment. But then, you will notice something. You will wake up, put your feet on the floor, and stand up. And that sharp, biting pain in your knee? It will be duller. Maybe it will be gone. Your rings will slip off your fingers easily because the swelling is down. You will have more energy. This is the power of lowering inflammation. It is the power of food as medicine. So, throw out the yellow bottle. Don't look back. Your joints are waiting for the upgrade. Give them the oil they deserve, and they will carry you smoothly through the rest of your life. Thank you for listening, and here is to a pain-free future.